Hello, good morning everyone. Okay, in the last class we discussed about natural and artificial magnets. Okay, we know that we just classified the magnets into natural and artificial. However, today we in our physical laboratory we use artificial magnet mostly because compared to natural, the artificial magnets are more strengthened or more powerful. So commonly we use bar magnets, artificial bar magnets in our laboratory uses, and also magnetic needles. Okay, the magnets are find a wide variety of uses only on their basis of their properties. Okay, today we are going to discussing about some properties of magnets. Okay, all of you ready? Yes. The first property of magnet is a magnet has two poles. What is that? A magnet has two poles. Each magnet has two poles, that is south and north poles. Okay, these poles are located at the two end of these magnets. So also the almost all the power of the magnet is concentrated at these poles. Okay, so what is the first property of magnets? A magnet has two poles. Each magnet has two poles, that is north and south pole, and these poles are located at the two end of this magnet, and these poles are more powerful than the center of the magnets. As you move towards the center of the magnet, the magnetic power goes decreasing and becomes negligible at the center. But we move towards the poles, the magnetic powers are increasing on the pole region. All of you clear? Let's do an activity. Take a piece of white paper and also some iron fillings and also a bar magnet, and take a white sheet of a paper and spread some iron fillings into it on it, and hold a bar magnet horizontally from the center and move it on the iron fillings. Then we can see that, look at this image, the iron fillings are attached to the poles. Okay, and these are obviously the magnetic poles of the magnet. Okay, all of you got it? Then next property, we are moving to the next property. The second property of the magnet is the magnetic poles occurs in pairs only. A magnet has both north and south poles. We said that. And these poles cannot be separated by any means. If you split a magnet, a bar magnet into two, then each piece will have another north and south pole. Further, the small piece divide into again and again. Each small portion, look at this picture, each small portion have north and south poles. Okay, we conclude that magnetic poles occurs in a pairs only. In other words, a single magnetic pole, either north or south, is not possible. Okay, single magnetic pole is not possible. Each and every small piece of magnet have both north and south poles. Are we clear? A magnetic poles occurs in pairs only. The next property of the magnet is a freely suspended magnet always rests in north-south direction. Okay, a freely suspended magnet always rest in north-south direction. Okay, we are suspended freely. Magnet we tied into a twine and is suspended freely. A magnet always rests into north-south direction. This is called directive property of the magnet. All of you got it? Directive property of the magnet. Magnet always suspended in the rest in the north-south direction. In this property we used in the compass for find the direction. Okay, the north pole of a freely suspended magnet points towards the north direction and its south pole points towards the south direction. Clear? Let's do an activity to show us that the magnet always rests in north-south direction. The materials are a bar magnet and a cotton thread. And suspend a bar magnet using a cotton thread from a non-magnetic stand and as shown in the figure. Now the direction in which the magnet aligns itself. Its common rest. We can conclude that the magnet is always rest in the direction north-south direction. Okay. So this is the third property of the magnet. A freely suspended magnet always rests into the north-south direction. The fourth property of the magnet is a magnet attracts magnetic substance. A magnet can attract the magnetic substance which broadly contact or close to it. This property is known as attractive property of the magnet. The magnet have a property of attract the magnetic substance like iron, nickel, cobalt, steel, etc. Is brought into contact or closer to it. This property is known as attractive property of the magnet. Let's do an activity to show us that a magnet attracts magnetic substance. The materials are some iron clips and a magnet. And spread some iron clips on the top of a table and bring a magnet closer to them. Look at this picture. What happened? You will find that the iron clips get attracted by the magnet. Okay. So the fourth property is a magnet attracts the magnetic substance. This property is known as attractive property of the magnet. Okay, this is the attractive property. The magnet attracts magnetic substance. The fifth property of magnet is attraction and repulsion between magnets. There is a attraction and repulsion force between the bar magnets. That is, a magnet shows mutual attraction and repulsion. Actually, the like poles of the magnets repel each other and the unlike poles of the magnet attract each other. Look at this picture. The like poles like south and south are repel each other and also the north and north are repel each other. But the opposite poles, unlike poles, south and north are attract each other. Okay, so the fifth property of the magnet is attraction and the repulsion between the magnets. We can do an activity to show us the property of the attraction and repulsion of the magnet. A bar magnet and a non-magnetic stand and another bar magnet is required for this activity. Suspend a bar magnet from a non-magnetic stand and let it come to rest. Now bring the north pole of the another bar magnet near the south pole of the suspended magnet. We can observe that they are attracted. The south pole of the suspended magnets moves towards the north pole of the another magnet. So this is the this shows that the property of attraction of unlike poles. And next activity from these same materials. 2. Again, suspended a magnet from the stand and meet the like poles together, like south pole of the suspended magnet meet the another magnet same south pole meet together. We can see that the poles are repel each other. Okay, so from these two activities we can shows that the attraction and repulsion between the magnets. Okay, all of you clear? Then we are moving to the sixth property. The sixth property is magnetic induction. The magnetism can be included in a magnetic substance by the bringing a magnet near it. This property is called as magnetic induction. In a magnetic induction, there is no actually contact between the magnet and the magnetic substance. Even then, the substance behave as a magnet. Look at this picture. Each paper pins act as a magnet. Another paper pins attached to the tip of this magnet. Clear? This property is known as magnetic induction. Look at this image. The needle acts as a magnet. The second needle is act as a magnet. Okay, these are the properties of the magnets. Okay, which are the properties of magnets? The first one, a magnet has two poles, the north and south poles. And the second property is a magnetic poles occurs in pairs only. We can split the magnet into two and separated by many times, and always each and every small piece of the magnet occurring in pairs only. We cannot get a single pole. Okay, so second property is a magnetic poles occurs in pairs only. And the third property is a freely suspended magnet always rests in north-south direction. Okay, that is the directive property of the magnet. And the fourth property is a magnet attracts the magnetic substance like the iron, copper, cobalt, nickel and steel, etc. This is known as attractive property of the magnet. And the fifth property is the attraction and repulsion between the magnet. The like poles are repel each other and the unlike poles are attract each other. The south and south are repel, north and north are repel, but the south and north are attract each other. This is known as the attraction and repulsion between the magnets. Okay, and the last and sixth property of the magnet is magnetic induction. That means a magnet the magnetic like magnetic substance bring near the magnet is act as a magnet. This is known as magnetic induction. All of you got it? Okay, study well. Thank you.